Hello, everybody, and welcome to another lesson. Today, we're getting off to a late start. Sorry about that. But here we are, and we're ready to go. So, hello, everybody, and I see that we have Colleen with us, Gigi, Aisha, Andrew, and Amira. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hope you're having a great Friday. And today's lesson is about adjectives. So for everyone who's watching on YouTube right now, we go live on YouTube every Friday at 8 a.m. New York time, and we go live on Facebook every Monday at 8 a.m. New York time. And you can join us for both of those lessons. And with us, we have some of our students from the English Everyday program. So if you're interested to join our program and to practice speaking every day, we have 25 lessons every day. And you can join by going to our website, chrisamericos.com. Excellent. So, what is an adjective? Maybe most of us don't even know what an adjective, some of us don't know what an adjective is. What is an adjective? Why do we use adjectives? Gigi, what's an example of an adjective? Can you think of one?
Yes. This ball is big.
Big is an adjective. Good.
Yes.
Yep. Great. Okay, I see Manny has joined us also. Big is an example of an adjective. Strong. Black is an example of an adjective. Right? There are lots of kinds of adjectives. Smart, beautiful. These are adjectives. So adjectives tell us more information about something. Adjectives tell us more information about nouns. About nouns. Nouns are people, places, things, ideas. So in general, nouns are like things, and adjectives, it's details, more information about things. So we can say the dog is a noun, but we can also say the big dog, right? And if we want to say more information about adjectives, then we should use adverbs. Should use adverbs. More information about adjectives, we can use adverbs. For example, we could say the very big dog, right? The very big dog. Very is an adverb. Adverbs can tell us more information about adjectives. Adjectives can tell us more information about nouns. Dog, big, very. I see a dog. What kind of dog? A big dog. How big? Very big dog, right? Like this. Great. And today we're going to talk specifically about adjectives that end with ed and ing. So words like interesting and interested, right? What's the difference? But first, what are your 3 favorite adjectives? What are your 3 favorite adjectives? Let's think about it. What are your 3 favorite adjectives? I think maybe my 3 favorite are, let's see, my favorite color is blue. So that, okay, blue is one adjective. Creative. Creative, I think this is a good adjective that I like. And maybe the third one would be free. Free is a very good adjective. Everybody loves free. Okay, great. So you think of 3 adjectives that you like. Colin, why don't you start? What are your 3 adjectives?
Hi, Chris. Let's say strong.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
And beautiful.
And beautiful. Strong, great, beautiful. Good combination. Okay, Manny, what about you? What are your 3 favorite adjectives?
Excited.
Excited, okay.
Yes. Frightened. Frightened.
Frightened,
Frightened. Yes.
okay.
Surprise.
And surprised.
Surprise. Yes.
Okay, good. Amira, what are your 3 favorite adjectives?
Quiet,
Quiet, okay.
kind,
Kind.
nice.
Kind and nice, okay.
Mm.
Great. Yeah, very good, okay. Let's see, Andrew, what about you? What are your 3 favorite adjectives?
Hello. Let it be small, big, great.
Small, big, great, okay.
It's just because it's about thing I was thinking about.
Okay.
It's not my favorite adjectives, but just first 3 which I can invent.
The first 3 that came to mind?
Yeah, the first 3 which came to my mind.
Yeah. All right, Gigi, what about you? What are your 3?
Would say black and red, just one. Determinate and beautiful.
You said black, beautiful, and
Determinate.
determined.
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 Without id.
Yeah.
Determined.
Determined.
Yeah, determined. It means that you will not stop until you are successful.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think our goals.
Great. And Aisha, what about you? What are your 3 favorite adjectives?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, slow, smart, small.
Slow, smart, small.
Yeah.
The 3 S's.
Yes.
All right, great. Okay, so today let's talk about adjectives that end with ed and ing, right? We have adjectives with ed and adjectives with ing. Like, for example, bored or interested, or Manny said frightened, right? Or maybe we can say also tired. And then with ing, we could say boring, interesting, frightening, and tiring. Tiring. Yeah, we have all of these words. They're both ed and ing adjectives. So what is the difference? This is, sometimes people have a problem understanding what the difference is. What's the difference between bored and boring? Well, if we say he is bored, this means that it's not fun. He doesn't like it, right? If you watch a film 100 times, and then the next day you watch the same film again, then you are bored. You feel bored, right? This is something that you feel, something that happens to you. There's some situation, and because of this situation, you have this emotion or this feeling. Boring, if we say he is boring, then this means when I speak with him, I feel bored. He's not interesting. He says something that it's not interesting. He tells the same story 100 times. he is boring, right? I don't like speaking with him. I don't like spending time with him. He's boring. This is the difference. So boring means that he is creating this feeling. He's making this feeling, right? He's making this thing happen. And bored means that I'm receiving this feeling. So if you see a person at a party who is just standing in the corner, not speaking to anyone, and if you come up to him and you ask, do you ask, are you bored or are you boring? What's correct? Andrew writes bored. Bored or boring? Bored. Colin? Yeah, exactly. You should ask this person, are you bored? Are you bored? Because they are not having fun. They are just sitting, right? If we ask the person, are you boring? This is a strange question to ask. Are you a person that nobody likes to speak with? Are you? This is a strange question. We don't usually ask this to a person. And maybe it sounds rude, right? If a person comes to you and say, are you a boring person? What strange question to ask. Instead, we can ask, are you bored? Okay, so usually when we have the ing adjective, the ing adjective makes this feeling or creates this situation, right? A boring person creates this situation where other people feel bored, right? And with ed, we feel this or we get this from other people or from a situation. So let's go to the next example. We have interested and interesting. Interested and interesting. So for example, we watch a football match. We watch a football match. We watch this football match for 90 minutes. At the end of the match, the score is 0-0. What kind of match was this? Andrew says the match is interesting. 0-0. Boring. Somebody said boring. Yeah, I think it's boring, but maybe it was interesting, right? Maybe they almost scored all of the match. But yes, it can be boring or it can be interesting, but it cannot be bored and it cannot be interested. Right? Now, we watched the match for 90 minutes, and in the last second of the match, somebody scores a goal. And the crowd, the spectators, the people who are watching, they are what? They are interested. They're interested. They are excited. They are excited because when someone scores a goal at the end of the match and wins the game, this is very exciting. This is very exciting. Right? This situation is exciting. This creates excitement. And because it is exciting, people feel excited. Yeah, people feel excited. Great. Now, what about frightened and frightening? Frightened and frightening. If you see a monster or if you see a ghost, are you frightened or frightening? What do you think? The thing is frightening, and you are frightened. You are frightened. I was frightened by the monster. I was frightened. The monster was frightening. Yeah, great. Okay, the next one. Tired and tiring. Tired and tiring. If you walk 20 kilometers or 20 miles, if you walk a long distance, you will, how can we talk about this? Is this tired or is this tiring? Andrew says tired. Colin says tiring. So we can say walking 20 kilometers is tiring. Yeah. And when I walk 20 kilometers, I am tired. After I walk 20 kilometers, I'm tired. But this action, walking 20 kilometers, this thing is tiring. Yeah, great. So we have bored, boring, interested, interesting, frightened, frightening, tired, tiring, excited, exciting. And these are just a few examples. We have many words like this in English, many adjectives that have ed or ing. And let me give you one example when it's different. So instead of frightened, we could say scared, right? You could say scared. I'm scared. I'm frightened. But we don't say scaring. Instead, we say scary. Scary. This is one exception. It's different from the rule. But it's the same idea, right? The monster is scary. When I see the monster, I am scared. Great. So all of these examples, they come from a verb. They all have a verb. There's a verb, to bore. To bore. This means to make something not interesting, to make other people not interested, right? To bore, maybe to make people fall asleep. And bored is part of this verb too, bored. He bored me yesterday. His conversation bored me, right? We have to bore. And we can also use it now. Am I boring you? I see some people writing in the comments on YouTube. And am I boring you? So this is a verb, right? To bore. I bore, you bore, he bores. I am boring, you are boring, he is boring. So when we say he is boring, sometimes this is a verb. He is boring everyone. He is boring me with his story. But sometimes when we say he is boring, this is an adjective. Right? It gives us more example about him. He is boring. It means he is a boring person. Right? This is so this is why it's difficult to understand ed and ing adjectives, because they look like verbs. They look like verbs, and we have a verb for all of these adjectives. So we could say to bore, we could say to interest. This sport doesn't interest me. Right? We can say, I am not interested in this sport. This sport is not interesting to me. This sport doesn't interest me. It's the same idea, but we can say 3 different ways, right? Frighten, for example, we can say, the monster frightened me. It's a verb. But the monster was frightening, and I was frightened by the monster. Another example, to tire. This is a verb also. To tire. We can say, looking at a screen all day tires me. It tires me. I am tired. It is tiring. And it tires me. So we can use it as a verb or as an adjective. Right? Great. Okay, what is something that makes you tired? What is something that is tiring for you? Let's talk about this. So, Manny, can you think of something that tires you or makes you tired or is tiring?
A lot of work make
lot of
me
work.
make me feel tired.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Work is tiring. Is your job tiring?
Yes, my job tiring. My job is tiring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be a more relaxing job?
Perhaps the fun job can make me make me feel relaxed. Yes.
Uh-huh. A relaxing job.
Yeah, a relaxing job make me feel relaxed. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Relaxed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's remember the rule with ED pronunciation.
Relaxed. Yes.
Relaxed.
Relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Great. And just for everyone, not just for many, but for everybody who's watching, let's just repeat the rule for ED pronunciation. When the last sound of the word is d or t, then we say id. Right? Like to make a dot, if we say like this is to dot. We could say dotted. The last sound is t, right? If the last sound is t or d, like dot, last sound is t. So if the last sound is t or d, then we say id. But if we have an unvoiced sound, like or d, or these kinds of sounds that are these are voiced sounds. Sorry, voiced sounds where we have vibration. If we have voiced sounds, then it will sound like d. And if we have unvoiced sounds, then it will sound like t. So, for example, we had the word excite. Excited, because the last sound is t. Right? Then we had frighten. frighten, and this is a voiced sound, frightened, frightened. But if we have the word, for example, walk, is an unvoiced sound, walked, walked. Right. So we have relax. This is an unvoiced, relaxed. Great. Okay, let's see. What's something that's tiring for you, Andrew? What's tiring?
Okay, my work can be tiring.
Always or just sometimes?
Not always. Can be or cannot.
Okay.
Sometimes.
So how do you stop your work from tiring you out?
Okay, interesting question. Usually I try to make it done so I can relax.
Okay. So your work stops being tiring when it's finished.
Yes, but so sometimes it's normal, it's funny, and I like it.
Great. Okay.
Walking for a long distance can be tiring.
Walking a long distance.
Yes, and I can be tired after this walk.
Yeah, I agree. Great. So let's look at some more examples of words with ed and ing. For example, annoyed and annoying. What does it mean? Annoyed is how we feel when we want something to stop. Something happens again and again, and we want this thing to stop. It's annoying. It is annoying, and I feel annoyed. So, maybe you are trying to work, and I am standing next to you, and I'm saying, hey, 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 look here, look at me, hey, hey, hey. This would be annoying. It's annoying when somebody won't stop doing something that you don't like, right? So this is another example. Okay, we also have relaxed and relaxing. Maybe sitting in a jacuzzi is relaxing. And after you sleep and when you wake up from a long sleep, you feel relaxed. Or maybe after the jacuzzi, you feel relaxed. Okay, next, exhausted and exhausting. This means very, very tired. You can say, I'm exhausted. I'm completely tired. I'm very tired. And maybe we can say, this week at work was exhausting. This week of work was exhausting. We have the verb to exhaust. And to exhaust means to use all of our resources. To use all of something. So sometimes you will hear this in the news. They have exhausted their resources. They have exhausted their money. They have exhausted something. And this means that they used all of it. Okay, and the last one, frustrated and frustrating. This is when you try to do something and you cannot do it. And you try again, and you feel very bad because you want to do it and you try to do it, but you can't do it. So maybe I want to open this marker and I try try to open, but I can't open it. I can't open. I try again. Why won't this marker open? I don't understand. I'm frustrated. It is frustrating that the marker will not open. Okay, so we had some examples of things that are tiring, but now let's think of examples of things that are annoying or frustrating. Annoying or frustrating. Colin, maybe you have an example about annoying or frustrating. Just don't say my lessons are frustrating.
No, definitely it's not frustrating. Could be something could be frustrating when, for example, when you go to an interview and you are very well prepared, but because you are not in good mood at exactly in that time when is the interview, you fail, and this would be frustrating.
I agree. So failing a job interview that you prepared for a lot.
Yes.
This is,
and you know that you are well prepared, but because of something you failed.
Yeah, that would be, I think that's, is that frustrating or annoying or both?
Yes, annoying. Annoying could be when you are in traffic and someone in front of you drives very slowly, and you don't have possibility to get by.
You can't pass them.
You can't pass. This is
Yeah.
annoying.
I agree.
You are in a rush.
Okay. Gigi, what about you? What's something that's annoying or frustrating?
Negative people are annoying for me because I don't like that bad vibe that I can feel in, and frustrated. I feel frustrated when I try to fix something at my home when broken something, and I can do that, and that situation is frustrating.
It's frustrating. Yeah. You get frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Good example. Okay, let's look at a few more words. We have, for example, confused and confusing. Confused means that we don't understand something, right? We look at it, we try to understand it, or maybe we understand it wrong. We understand the wrong thing about this, right? And in general, we just don't understand something, or it makes us not understand. I tried to learn Chinese, but for me, it was very confusing. I couldn't learn how to write the characters. Yeah. Okay. Another example would be disgusted. Disgusted and disgusting. Or shocked and shocking. Okay, what does disgusted mean? Disgusted and disgusting. If something is disgusting, this means that it's not tasty. It has two meanings. The first one, it's not tasty. And the second meaning is just that it's a very gross, very bad idea or thing that we don't like. So really what it means is that we cannot put it in our stomach. This is what disgusting means. We cannot put it in our stomach. But sometimes we say this about an idea that we do not want to put in our mind, a dirty, bad idea. So maybe, so there's two meanings. Maybe it's about food, or maybe it's about this kind of idea. So if we talk about food, you can say, I couldn't finish eating the meal because it was disgusting. It was very, very not tasty. It was very untasty. Or maybe we can say it about an idea. Maybe a person tells us that they want to kill people, and we can say, that's disgusting. You can say, that's disgusting. It's a dirty, gross, bad idea. I don't want to put this idea into my body. Like this, this is what it means. Disgusting means we don't want to put it in because it doesn't taste good, right? Great. Shocked and shocking. If we hear something that's shocking, it might also be surprising. Surprising, surprised and surprising, right? We don't expect something to happen, and it happens. So, okay, let's give some examples of with these words, something that's confusing or something that is shocking. Let's see. Aisha, you can start.
Yes, learning new words is confused me.
It's confusing.
Confused me or confusing?
It confuses me.
Confused me. And the similar word is confusing to learn.
Uh-huh. Similar words are confusing.
Yeah.
To learn. And when you try to learn them, you get confused.
Confused, yes.
Uh-huh. Confused.
Confused.
Yeah.
And I feel disgusted when I consume melon.
When you consume what?
Melon. Yellow melon. Melon? Watermelon.
Watermelon. Melon. Uh-huh.
Melon. Okay.
Yeah, watermelon.
And melon is disgusting me.
It's disgusting to you.
Disgusting, yes.
Oh, wow. I love melons.
I don't like even their smell.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay, great. And Amira, what about you? What is something that is shocking or surprising or confusing or disgusting?
The end of the film, shocking me.
It is shocking.
Shocking? It's shocking. It's shocking.
So at the end of the film, you feel shocked.
I feel shocked. The film, it was shocking. The end of the film, it was shocking.
It was shocking. Yeah, exactly. It was shocking. Okay.
Visiting my friend, visiting surprised me.
Surprised you, yeah. Yeah. My friend's visit surprised me. My friend's visit was surprising. It was surprising. I was surprised. Yeah, exactly. Good job. All right, let's see. Andrew asked the question, is shocking positive or negative? Well, shocking can be both, positive or negative. I think that we use it more. It doesn't have to be positive or negative. It could be neutral too. Just it was shocking or it was surprising. It doesn't mean that it has to be good or bad. So yeah, I think we need more information when we use it to know if it's good or bad.
I think in our language we have word with shock with the same sounds, but I think we use it different way when in English. So that's why I asked you about negative or positive meaning.
Yeah. For example, your best friend buys a Ferrari and gives it to you. That's shocking. I'm shocked. That's a good thing, but I'm absolutely shocked, right? Also, your best friend tells people bad things about you. What? I'm shocked. This is shocking. I trust him, and he says this. It's shocking, right? So it can be both. Yeah. Great. Great. So I think you understand the difference now between ed and ing. There are a lot of examples of these words. And in general, ing is giving us a characteristic, some description, some more information. It tells us about how we create a feeling or we cause a feeling. And ed tells us about a feeling. So how do you feel? ed. But what is the thing that creates the feeling? What creates this feeling? It's going to be ing. Great. So we have a long list of them. For example, we could say some other important ones. We have thrilled and thrilling. This is similar to excited and exciting. You probably hear us say worried and worrying. Write a few more examples here. We have worried and worrying. Right, to worry, it means that you feel bad because you don't know what's happening and you think maybe something bad happened. You think something bad is happening and you don't know and you worry. You think about this. So we could say, for example, we have no electricity for 2 days. This is worrying. We could also say this is troubling. It makes me feel like something negative is happening and I don't know about it. So I feel worried, right? It is worrying. We could say moved and moving. Moved and moving. We use these words a lot about a film or a book or a story. Moved and moving. We could say that film was moving. It means it makes you feel some emotion. Maybe it makes you think differently about life, maybe. So some films can help you feel an emotion, and this is moving. We might also say touching. It's similar, moving and touching. It's the same idea. That film was touching. That film was moving. It means it made me feel an emotion. I was moved. I was moved by that film. How did you feel after you watched the film? Moved. Yeah, how did you feel after the film? touched. That film touched my heart. Great. Okay. Let's see. Another important one. Inspired. And inspiring. This can also be about a film or a book or a story. If something is inspiring, it makes us want to take action. It makes us want to do something. Maybe you have the same word in your language or a similar word. Maybe you've heard this word, this English word before. A muse, like famous musicians and famous painters. Maybe they have like a woman or a place, and this gives them lots of ideas, right? They look at it and they feel lots of ideas from it. This is called a muse in English, and the muse is very inspiring. When the artist sees the muse, he feels inspired, right? So it's about where the idea comes from, the idea to do something. Okay, great. So we have lots of examples of ED and ING today. Aisha, Amira, Andrew, Manny, Gigi, and Colin, do you have any other questions for us for today? Maybe about this, or maybe about something different. Manny, you usually have a question. Do you have a question today?
In one sentence, may I use the ed and ing adjective?
Yeah.
At the same sentence. It's a parallel.
Probably it will sound strange if we use the same word, like
yes,
exhausting and exhausted. If we use this in the same sentence, then probably this will sound strange, but there's no rule. There's not a rule that you can't do this. If you use different words, then I think it's definitely fine.
No, because sometimes as far as I know, they have the parallel rule. When you use the conjunction to connect the two sentences together, and you should use in parallel with both of that sentence. Yes.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So yeah, you don't have to use both of them, or you can. There's no strict rule about this for ED and ING. Good. And Colin, I see you wrote the question, does right away mean right now? Yes. So right now is this moment, but right away is a moment in the future. So right away means as soon as possible. Right away means as soon as possible. And right now is now. Yeah, great. All right. Well, that's it for today. Thanks everybody for coming to this lesson. I will see everybody again on Monday at 8 a.m. New York time. We will be live on Facebook. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.